originally published in my column of the Wil Wheaton, and I wrote a companion piece to go with it in my column, Suicide Girls. And I just want to excerpt a piece of that because it's amusing to me. I was supposed to go to this dating convention. Well, it's a nerd convention up in Michigan called Silicon. And I got super sick right before I was supposed to go. I have the Epstein-Barr virus, which is a fucking bitch of a virus to have. And it sucks, right? It's awful. You gotta block that thing. I think it's why I got swine flu here in 2009. Because my immune system was like, hey, if you need me, sorry. It's awful, it's lame. So I get sick really easily here. But I had challenged Sean Powers, the editor of Linux magazine, to an Atari off. And they had to send the convention to send us flashbacks to train so that we could go have this epic Atari off. Well, I ended up not going. We had a lot of fun telling the world that I was just afraid to go because he was going to keep it. But I asked Nolan if he would help me train for this event. And while I was trying to get him to like help me train, he was actually doing homework that was really important. And it was me going, come on, come play video games. And he was like, I have to do my homework, it's really important. I was like, don't you see the irony here? So I said that, so we ended up playing combat together. And he just absolutely destroyed me because he figured out that you can chain attacks together in combat. And he was like, look, I'm hiding around you in combat. And I was like, that's a Warcraft thing, right? Because I've heard you kids say that. And I said, all right, as your reward for destroying me in combat, you get to watch me play Adventure. And this is where our story begins. I flipped switches and was soon on my way to collect the various items required to complete my quest. What's that? Oh, that's my sword, I said, pushing my box against an arrow. What do you use it for? Slaying dragons, duh. I entered a once simple maze of passages at the passage of time that made as vexing as it was when I was 8. You realize you've gone into that dead end 5 times, right? Would you be quiet? This is how we did in the 80s. You ran into the same dead end over and over again. Yes, Ronald Reagan was president. I finally found my way out of the maze and approached the castle, anxious to impress Nolan by grabbing the chalice within. That's when the dragon showed up. What the hell is that? That's the dragon. Of course, I said, holding the joystick out in front of me like I always did, convinced that if I moved the joystick around, it would help me escape the dragon faster. That's when the dragon ate me. So, you guys did this for fun? Well, there was this, and then we'd occasionally fend off Indian attacks when we weren't dinosaurizing our caves. Yes, he laughed. What other games are on this? I showed him Yar's Revenge. This was my favorite 2600 game when I was a kid. I liked this game even more than Pitfall. He looked at me. I liked Pitfall a lot. He continued to look at me. We all liked Pitfall a lot. Okay, so you're this insect creature called the Yar, I said as the game began. And this guy over here, he's the Crotile. He destroyed your home planet, and you built this, the Zorlon cannon, to extract the titular revenge. I flew around the scene through the neutral zone and chipped away at the Crotile defenses. My Zorlon cannon activated, and I waited to take my shot. From time to time, though, the Zorlon turns into a squirrel and shoots itself at you. That's when the Crotile turned into a squirrel, and I blasted it out of the sky. Yes! I looked at him, ready to bask in his approval. That's it. Well, you get to fly around in this cool little screen between levels, I said. Oh, and the second level has a rotating shield. He looked at the flashing graphics on the screen and scratched his chin. How many people got seizures from this video? I bet you I can destroy it 3 times without dying, he said. Go. I handed him the joystick. So I shoot this thing that looks like a distress signal? The Crotile, yes, you shoot at the Crotile with your Zorlon cannon. Because you are there to extract right revenge. I got that part. I watched with more fright than I thought possible or revealed to my easily embarrassed teenage son as a took him about 2 minutes to do exactly what he said he'd do. Does this game ever get hard? He said, "That's what she said!" My son face palmed and handed the joystick back to me. Sorry, reflex. Yes, it gets more challenging later on. The missile thing moves faster, the squirrels fly out a lot faster and more frequently, but it's pretty much the same 2 levels over and over again. The same 2 awesome levels, yes. We love each other. It came up common. Did I tell you that? You are so weird. But I'm also kind of awesome, right? We love each other. Okay, so before I take questions, I wish to share with you something that John Green said. I saw this on Tumblr yesterday or the day before yesterday. My days are weird. I'm working such long hours these days that something will happen, and I'll say, "Oh man, remember like 3 days ago when blah 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 happened?" And someone will say, "That was this morning." So this is John Green on what it means to be a nerd. Saying "I notice you're a nerd" is like saying, "Hey, I notice that you'd rather be intelligent than stupid, that you'd rather be thoughtful than vapid, that you believe that there are things that matter more than the arrest record of Lindsay Lohan." Nerds like us are allowed to be unironically enthusiastic about stuff. Nerds are allowed to love stuff. Like, jump up and down in your chair and can't control yourself. Love it. When people call people nerds, mostly what they're saying is, "You like stuff." It's not a good insult at all. Like, you're too enthusiastic about the miracle of human consciousness.